Welcome to my channel and don't forget to subscribe. Today we are counting down our picks for the top 10 thriller movies. We are taking a look at the most suspenseful, dramatic and emotionally draining films in the thriller genre. The 10th number on our list is of Insomnia. Although many movie fans might be more familiar with Christopher Nolan's 2002 remake, this psychological thriller was originally brought to us back in 1997 by Norwegian-born director Erik Skullberg. The film follows a Swedish cop played by Stellan Skarsgård who visits a Norwegian town with up to 24 hours of daylight, while on a hunt of a murderer who always seems to be one step ahead. The lack of sleep makes it difficult for Skarsgård's character to retain his sanity for much of investigation, causing the police inspector to make one costly mistake. No matter which version you're lucky enough to watch, Insomnia is still a nail-biting thriller. Number 9. The Machinist. Christian Bale earned noticeable praise and awards for his portrayal of a troubled industrial worker whose sleep deprivation results in rapid weight loss, hallucination, paranoia, and near insanity. It's startling how dramatic Wall's physical form changes almost before our eyes in The Machinist due to the actor's frightening commitment to the role. Wall's character, Trevor Rensick, eventually takes on the appearance of a walking corpse, developing sores and legends on his body in addition to the emaciation. The Machinist may not know if he's awake or asleep, but the audience is certain of how uncomfortable and creepy this film truly is. Number 8. Funny Games. This is the second film on the list to have been remade with the original 1997 version. Updated version of Funny Games starring Tim Roth and Naomi Watts only a decade later. Both film follows a family who is tormented by a duo of disturbed young men while on a vacation in a remote house by the lake. Abuse, humiliation, and violence are only some of the things the family suffers during their ordeal. The thugs even break the fourth wall and directly address the audience, manipulating the film's narrative in a manner that parallels our own perverse sessions with violence and the media. Number 7. American Psycho. Author Bret Easter Ellis published the source material novel for the film back in 1991, detailing the life of a psychotic businessman and serial killer by the name of Patrick Bateman. Kristen Bale appears the second time on our list, delivering a performance that earned the actor both commercial and industrial praise. The film's murder pieces are often punctuated by Bateman's appraisal of 80s pop music, while in later scenes he delivers dialogue so brutal and biting that it somehow makes this violent and satirical movie watching experience perversely quotable. Number 6. 7. If you're seeking the roots of director David Anker's affinity for the psychological thriller exposed in such films as The Game and The Gone Girl, then look no further than his 1995 masterpiece. This rough and gritty police procedural follows two detectives on the hunt for a deranged serial killer who's using the seven deadly sins as inspiration for his slaying. Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman play the rookie and veteran detectives respectively, and both deliver great performances as the corners become piling up thanks to the psychopath's imaginative handiwork. Sloth, lust, pride. Seven does not hesitate to reflect humanity's darkest desires back at us in all of the grim reality. Number 5. Memento. Christopher Nolan is back again messing with our heads with his marvelous mind-melting experience simply known as Memento. Guy Pearce plays a man who suffers from antegrade amnesia after the murder of his wife. Pearce's character Leonardo is then forced to permanently tattoo key phrases about his life onto his skin in order to piece together the misery, while at the same time coming to terms with his innermost secrets. The film is best enjoyed through multiple viewings, as that way we can get a firmer grasp on Nolan's complex, yet satisfying, more inspired tales of identity. Number 4. Black Swan. Obsession and perfection are just two of the themes which rear their heads here in directions. Darren Aronofsky's troubling tale of a beautiful but mentally fragile dancer who is determined to be cast in the lead role in Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake. Natalie Portman's portrayal of Nina Sayers is magnetic, as we follow her relationships with her sexually aggressive instructor and her emotionally abusive mother. Aronofsky's combination of gorgeous cinematography, A-list acting, and legitimate cringe-worthy frights make this a psychological thriller for ages. Number 3. The Silence of the Lambs. Audience may have first danced with Brian Cox as the devilish Dr. Hannibal Lecter in 1986 with Michael Mann's masterpiece Manhunter. But it was Anthony Hopkins' portrayal of the brilliant but deranged Lecter that remains in fans' mind. Director Jonathan Demme struck gold when he helmed in 1991's The Silence of the Lambs, a story of rookie FBI agent Clarice Starling and her search for the disturbed serial killer known as Buffalo Bill. Cox and Hopkins both play Lecter with the expected levels of class and wit, but it's the latter's iconic declaration of his preferred dinner accompaniment that truly gave audience chill. Number 2. Vertigo. Alfred Hitchcock was known as the master of suspense and delivered on this title time and time again with a bevy of cinematic classics. He first told us the story of John Scotty Ferguson, a San Francisco detective with a crippling fear of heights and a mysterious woman who may not all she seems to be. In 2012, Vertigo earned the honor of toppling Citizen Kane as the greatest film of all time according to Britain's distinguished Sight and Sound magazine, with good reason, for this psychological thriller possesses a near perfect. Number 1, Shutter Island, based off a novel by the guy who wrote Gone Baby Gone and Mystic River. This movie does a really good job in making you feel like you're on an island full of people who are just out of their minds. So, in the movie, DiCaprio plays the role of a US Marshal who, alongside with his new partner, have been brought to Shutter Island to investigate the mysterious disappearance of one of their patients from mental hospital. This place, the Shutter Island, is very creepy. It just has that loony bin look in which the walls are made up of wet, slime, moldy brick, and there's probably some creepy mad doctor scientist. And that's pretty much how DiCaprio thinks of the place. And after a little investigation, you get the feeling that there are secrets in Shutter Island that are not being said, and DiCaprio was determined to blow the lid off this place. If you don't want to waste your time in finding top 10 best movies, then be sure to subscribe my channel for more amazing top 10 series and movies.